Hello everyone and welcome to another video of the GC channel. I am GC, also known as Joe Coin, and today I'll be giving my review on The Walking Dead newest episodes, Home Sweet Home and Find Me, two great episodes of The Walking Dead 10th season. We're gonna talk about them, we're gonna talk a little bit about the future of The Walking Dead, and we're gonna review them. So I say let's get started with Home Sweet Home.
There's a lover in the story, but the story's still the same. There's a lullaby for suffering and a paradox to blame, but it's written in the scriptures and it's not some idle claim. You want it darker, we killed the flame.
Home Sweet Home is a simple episode, not very that complicated. We got the return of Maggie, and she is glad to be back. She is having some great relationship with Judith, Daryl, and Kelly, and all the others, and she's also having some great talks with Carol about the whole Negan being free now, and we can see some tension building between Maggie and Negan. There's not much shown of them together in this episode, but we know that there's gonna be some trouble between them in the future. But we have to wait and see how exactly that trouble will go down. Will they be able to live together in one place, or will they fight one another and be split apart through the whole final episodes of the entire show? I personally think that Negan and Maggie will have some trouble at first, but eventually get around and be able to live together. But we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen between these two. But for now, we're going to talk about the actual episodes, because this episode mostly focused on a new threat, and that threat were the Reapers. Maggie has been gone for a long time, for like 5 years. She went back to the communities from Georgie, and there she met a lot of people. She met Cole, Elijah, two badass survivors and fighters, and she got in some trouble with a group called the Reapers. There was an attack. The Reapers attacked the community of Maggie and Georgie, and a lot of people disappeared during the attack. A lot of people survived and came back to Alexandria, and now we got our 3 survivors, Maggie, Cole, and Elijah, and some extras who we don't know the name of, but they're here too. And a lot of people of Maggie are now dead, and a lot of people are missing. We don't know what happened to Georgie, we don't know what happened to the twins, and we don't actually know who exactly these Reapers are. We know they are hunters, they are kind of like the Whispers. They live in the nature, I guess. They don't use walker skin to cover themselves up and walk among the walkers. They don't do that, but they're hunters. They live inside the wild, I guess, and they're really good at hunting living beings. And we saw one of the Reapers in the episode. He was a badass. He didn't have a name, but he was definitely memorable. And one great fact about him is that he was played by an actor who also played an unnamed savior in season 8. And we don't know what happened to that savior, so there are now some theories going around to whether or not this savior and this Reaper are the same person. I don't really think they are, but it's a fun theory. It could be true, it could not be true, we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, this was a fun episode for sure. It didn't really bring much to the table, but it did definitely set up some things for the future. Because we got the Reapers. They are a new group, they are a new threat for Maggie and Co. They killed a lot of Maggie's people, and they are definitely going to come back to the show. We saw one Reaper, he blew himself up, tried to kill the rest of them, but only got himself killed, and before he died he said, "Pope, marked you. And he said that to Maggie. Basically, he made clear that someone named Pope is after Maggie. He wants to kill Maggie. And this Pope is, I think, the leader of the Reapers. We haven't seen him yet, but we're gonna talk about him in the future for sure. And he's going to be a big threat for our dear survivors in the future. We know the Whispers are still around. They left a welcoming gift for our survivors. They destroyed a part of Alexandria that is now being rebuilt. And they are probably going to come back in these 6 extra episodes or in season 11. But they are still out there, even though we thought that episode 16, A Certain Doom, would be their last appearance. And overall, this was a great episode. We got some new great characters in. Elijah and Cole are great characters. I really like them. They're really badasses. I love them. But I definitely do like Elijah a little bit. You know what? It was a great scene to see his face. He was a great badass guy, and he was pretty nice to Kelly and all, and he was great. But yeah, he was just a little bit off, you know? I don't really know what to expect from this character. As for Cole, I don't really like him. He is a little bit annoying, kind of dick, and so I don't really know if I can like him. So overall, Home Sweet Home was a great episode. It brought some great story to the rest of the Walking Dead universe. It was a pretty good, interesting episode. It said a lot of things for the future of The Walking Dead, and it's certainly a future that I'm very interested at, and it was great. It was a great episode. I will give it a 7, because it could have been a lot better than it was, but it was good enough for an extra episode, an episode that we really didn't need, but was made to kind of give us a present for waiting so long for The Walking Dead. And it was a great present. It was pretty fun to enjoy. And it is pretty good for an episode that was filmed in the pandemic. And I liked it a lot. Let's move on.
What is it, boy? Come on. What is it, boy? What?
Who the hell are you? I asked you a question.
I'm leaving.
No, you're not.
Find Me was a great episode for sure. It didn't really bring much to the Walking Dead universe. It was kind of boring and slow, and there wasn't really that much action, but there was a lot of drama and a lot of story. It follows Daryl during the years between Rick's disappearance and just before the Whispers came around, I guess. And we see him alone in the woods and looking for Rick and meeting up with Doc and this girl named Leah. She has a very troubling past. She lost her son, her sister, her basically her whole family, and she's all alone now, together with Doc in the wild. And we have to wait and see exactly what the future has in store for her. But overall, it was made clear that her and Dale had some sort of love relationship, I guess. There was some love building between the two, and it was very interesting to see. It was a little bit weird and awkward at some points, but seriously, every relationship can be a little bit awkward, and it was pretty good to see this new kind of episode on The Walking Dead. If you love the action-filled Walking Dead thriller we've come to know over the years, if you watch The Walking Dead for the action and for the great character development, then you're probably not gonna like this episode. This episode is really made for the big Walking Dead fans who want to know everything about it. This is an episode we didn't really need, but it was a new kind of episode we never seen before. It was slow, it had some great story, and there wasn't really that much action, but it told a lot of story, and it was pretty fun to watch, and it was just a very interesting episode, but it didn't really bring much to The Walking Dead. The only thing it really brought to The Walking Dead is that there's still some tension between Daryl and Carol, because Carol uh, maybe killed Connie. We know that Connie is still alive. She is out there together with Virgil, and we know that she's still alive. But Daryl doesn't know that. He thinks that she is dead, and he blames Carol for it. And this episode really revolves around Daryl. We see Doc growing up to the years. He is a puppy and then he's a great big dog. We like it, just all see it, and it was pretty good to, it was a fun episode, for sure. I really liked it. It was pretty interesting, new kind of Walking Dead episode. An episode we've never seen before. It was very interesting, and it may have not been as good as the other Walking Dead episodes. It was definitely something new, but it was okay, I guess. I mean, it was an episode in season 4, I think it was named Still, and that episode is pretty similar to this one. They're both not really that action-packed, but they tell a lot of good stories, and they're very interesting, and they both focus on Daryl and a girl, and they both bring some new story to The Walking Dead. We know that Daryl liked Beth, then he liked Connie, and apparently between that he also liked a girl named Leah, but she disappeared, and we have to wait and see when that she ever comes back around. But Leah is a very interesting and pretty sympathetic character, and we would love to see more of her in the future, but the question is whether or not we will. We'll have to wait and see, but this was a very interesting episode for sure, and it was something new, it was something different, and so because it is such a unique episode, I will give it a 6.7, I guess, a 6.7. It could be better, but it was pretty good for an episode that is supposed to be slow and something new and unique. It tried to be a great episode without really having some big action scenes, and so it was pretty good in my opinion. So that was my review on Home Sweet Home and Find Me. I hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me down in the comments below what you think of the episodes. What do you expect of the future of The Walking Dead? Is it going to be great? Or is it going to be a little bit disappointing? We'll have to wait and see. But it was overall fun to watch these episodes and to review them. And tell me what you think of them in the comments down below. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, and see you guys next time.